see you come in. I was just playing Dragon Age for the last 3 months. Welcome to Rask's Virtual Classics. Today we will be playing Sin and Punishment from the N64. So I was reading this gaming magazine, and I read an article about a game called Sin and Punishment 2 coming out for the Wii. And I thought, hey, that sounds pretty good. Why haven't I heard about the first one? Wait, no. I think I did see that available on the Virtual Console. So I check it out, and there it is. 1,200 points. Now that's kind of expensive for a Wii Virtual Console game. But everything I read about it said it was pretty good. So I figured, hey, I'll give it a try. One of the finest N64 titles to have never previously reached North American shores. An intriguing storyline gives the game its soul and draws you even further into the mix. One of the finest N64 titles? Awesome story? I'm sold! Sin and Punishment plays a bit like those 3D arcade shooters, where things come flying at you from all directions and you have to shoot them before they damage you. But in this one, you have control of your character as well. I think the best comparison I could make would be to Wild Guns. You can move left and right, jump, and roll. Oh, and if an enemy gets too close, just whack it with your sword. You can also use your sword to knock back enemy missiles in the direction your targeting reticle is. You can use this strategy to take out groups or heavily armored enemies quickly, but if your timing is off, you could be in for a world of hurt. This risk and reward system is again a lot like Wild Guns, where you would shoot enemy bullets to charge your power gauge. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Well, they're not made by the same company. Sin and Punishment is made by Treasure, who's also known for such great games as Ikaruga, Gunstar Heroes, and Mischief Makers. An interesting thing to note here is that even though it was originally released only in Japan, all the dialogue was voice acted in English. Not very well, mind you. Some of the voice acting is horrendous.
The hockey fans are back, okay? Not now. We're the only ones left. Everyone else is dead.
Even still, though, I wasn't released in North America. It might have something to do with the fact that it was released in late 2000, around the same time the PlayStation 2 was hitting shelves. Even though it's an awesome game, I'll admit it probably wouldn't have made any money if it was released then. Sin and Punishment is a great game, and a lot of fun, but how is the story? Now I know a lot of you might be saying, who cares about the story? Story doesn't matter, you don't play these games for the story. Stories are just there to tie one level into another. You're funny looking and you have a silly voice. And normally you'd be right. Except for the silly voice thing, jerk. But when the game makes a statement like, intriguing storyline gives the game its soul, I just have to talk about it. The story starts as soon as you turn on the game, where some soldiers shoot down a rebel of some sort.
Are these the rebels? One group of them, sir.
Then we get a scene with a girl sitting on the roof of a building talking to some floating eyes in the dark about something.
Joshua, listen. A ruffian swarm is approaching her position. I've also confirmed Radon's location.
Didn't I tell you? Make me the bait, and Radon will come to see. Radon is jealous of me.
I'm so confused already. A room full of dead bodies, and now we're in a room with these three, the main characters. It appears that they're rebels and their friends were just killed by the soldiers, and they know this because this girl's psychic.
Even if we steal the damn transport.
Their plan is to steal a transport, but they're not in any hurry and they let the guy sleep. And now he's running through a red field shooting giant bugs. Did I miss something? Was this supposed to be some kind of dream? Maybe a flashback? Maybe the game just dropped the story for a bit for an easy tutorial level. Or maybe it's supposed to be symbolic of his internal struggle, constantly running and under attack, everything stained red, like the blood on his hands. Even his own foundation isn't stable, with giant worm-like beasts leaping from the ground. But that's just silly. Probably just a dream. I Ren wake Saki with what may be the worst voice acting I've ever heard.
Good morning, Saki.
Good morning, Iron.
You play a couple levels running through streets and up an elevator to get to the transport. You fight your typical big boss monster, but then things start getting really weird. The girl gets all offended that you killed the big beastie and throws a temper tantrum. Then she throws some people at you. Then she throws herself at you. When you finish her off, the whole city sinks into a sea of lava. Then you and the girl you just killed turned into giant things and duke it out Godzilla style. Is it just me, or is the cuteness level here getting dangerously low? You know what that means, right? Cute and incredibly annoying talking animal sidekick!
Enemy out there.
I just know this thing is going to haunt me for the rest of the game, chiming in with its shrill voice,
Thinking of revenge?
its cheesy one-liner catchphrases,
Kato is gone. Think of the living, like me.
its untimely demise. Yes! So many games where the cutesy support character just drove me nuts. All I wanted for was to die. And here it is! It's so satisfying. This game gets a trophy for just this one scene. I can't make fun of it anymore. Which is just as well, since I haven't played past this point. If you wait right here, I'll go finish up the game, and I'll let you know how it turns out. Wow. Just. Wow. Everything I said about the storyline making no sense is still completely true, but that nonsense was awesome. The storyline covers things like love and betrayal and gods at war and time travel, and there's side-scrolling levels and there's missile defense levels, and the ending? It just screams a sequel, and implies that something big is going down in 10 years, and the game was made in 2000, and 10 years from then would be this year, and the sequel's coming out this year, and that just blew my mind. I'm really excited to play the sequel, and even though I hadn't heard about it until fairly recently, Sin and Punishment is a virtual classic.